Hey traders, this is Christian from Hertz Tribeca Trade Group with your swing trade for Monday, August 15th. So we did establish a swing trade today in SMH, that's the semis ETF. This is exactly what I detailed, same exact trade that I detailed in the newsletter this weekend, with the benefit of the market rallying a bit today. So semis were one of the best performing sectors, and just to kind of give you a little bit more detail on this, let me just go through the SMH ETF. So what did semis do? They were up 1.1%. We did see a lot of call buying in this group today. Some shorter dated, such as Qualcomm. Qualcomm were basically weekly calls. So somebody looking for a little bit more upside in Qualcomm this week. We did also see AMD calls, which don't have a big weight in SMH. So about 8,000. This was also pretty short dated stuff. This was 826. I actually bought some of these. I actually bought the September one. So we did see more call buying in this group, but mainly short dated. We saw a couple other small buys like an IDTI. So I did go long a couple of these names. And this trade that I'm going to talk about in SMH will work very well if you're long a couple of the semi names and you're looking for a hedge. So IDT was another one. And then finally, kind of a little bit more of an obscure name. And this one was further dated. This was ON Semiconductor, which had earnings about a week ago and did pretty well. I think they released those earnings not this Saturday, but last Saturday. And so it looks like someone's looking for a little bit more upside in ON Semi. So nice big block of those. So half the call buying today in the semi group was pretty short dated, I would say weeklies, with a couple other a little bit more obscure semi names further dated. So if you look at this chart here in semis, these things have really had a nice run. If you go to, first of all, the weekly chart, take a look at this, and you can look at this with Bollinger Bands, which is what I did in the newsletter. So you go to the weekly chart, and you can see that we've been trading outside a 2 standard deviation Bollinger Band, and we're getting pretty overbought here. We're about a 74 RSI on the weekly chart. Great breakout in semis, but look at how far this is from, the 20-period exponential moving average. So I think they're due for a little bit of a correction. I think semis are going to continue to do well, but I think they've just gotten a little bit ahead of themselves. So if you look at this in terms of the daily chart, same thing. They're a little bit overbought here. We're way above value. We're way above. If you take this out, just because it's a little busy with the Bollinger Bands, but if you look at the 20 period, I just think they're a little bit overbought. So moving up higher here, but at some point I think they're due for a little bit of a pullback. So what I did was I went out to September, just like I detailed in this week's newsletter, selling the SMH 66, 68 call spread. I'm selling the 66 and buying the 68, and I'm collecting money on this. So I'm collecting 68 cents. If it continues to rally, I could always adjust this trade, but for now, the risk that you have to worry about is the width of the spread minus the premium that you're collecting. So $1.32 is your total risk. So I think this is a pretty comfortable looking trade, considering how overbought this group is. If we rally one more day in semis, maybe I'll add a little bit more to this trade at a higher price. But for now, that's the trade I like. So I've got two open trades now. We sold put spreads on Friday in IBB, which actually worked out wonderfully today because biotech rallied today. You could actually take a target if you wanted to in that IBB trade, considering I sold those for $350. I think they went down to about $280. So you could basically take a target in that trade. So I like biotech to stay here or go higher, and I like semis to take a little bit of a breather. So there's today's video, and thank you very much for watching the video, and good luck trading tomorrow.